How many times have you looked in the mirror and felt unsatisfied, insecure, and uncomfortable in your own body? With the rise of social media, cosmetic surgeries, beauty products, and constant advertisements that tell you that you're not good enough, it's not so surprising if you felt that way more than once in your life. I probably couldn't tell you how many times I felt that way, and I just wanted to love and embrace the body I was in. So I went on a journey, a body positivity journey. And if I could get where I am today, then I promise you can too. And by the end of my story, you'll have a roadmap on how to get there. When I was growing up, when I was younger in high school and everything, I was always very, very tiny, very skinny. I was under 100 pounds and I never really thought that much of it. To be honest, it seemed like it was a good thing. I never had people really making fun of me for my body. They made fun of me for other things, but that's a whole nother video. So I didn't really have any insecurities about my body until social media, specifically Instagram. I remember when I first got an Instagram account and I started scrolling and saw all these people with these beautiful, amazing fit bodies. They looked so good and I was like, dang, I don't look like that. It did make me not really like my body. That's pretty much what started my fitness journey. I mostly just really wanted abs, but it didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go. I thought my fitness journey was gonna go swimmingly. I thought I would do 100 crunches and then the next day have the freaking six-pack that I dreamed about. But no, that's not what happened. I was very on and off. I was very inconsistent. I would have weeks where I'd go to the gym very consistently and then I'd have months where I would not go at all. I had no idea what to eat. I knew I needed to eat healthy, but I didn't know what that even meant. I mostly would just make a gigantic plate of fruit every morning and eat that, and I thought, like, well, fruit is healthy, right? I struggled so much with the form of the exercises and I felt so weak. And I remember sitting down thinking I thought going to the gym was gonna help me love my body. Why suddenly was I critiquing it more than ever before? I remember taking progress pictures constantly, trying to find just the littlest inkling of some sort of muscle. It started to make me very sad. The more I was not seeing the progress I wanted, the more sad I was. It had been months and months that passed that I felt this way until I decided to compete in my first bodybuilding competition, thinking this would finally be it and I would love my body forever from then on. But little did I know, it would actually make me hate it more than ever. When I did my competition, I never felt lean enough. This was how lean I was, and even at this point, I didn't feel lean enough. I was pretty much starving myself. That's kind of what you have to do when you compete. It's almost a form of starvation. I started to notice weird things happening that I never had going on before. Like my chest literally started to cave in. Anytime somebody would touch my chest, it hurt so bad because it was just bone. Like there was nothing there. People definitely started commenting on my body a lot more. People were definitely noticing my body changing and a lot of them were not very nice about it. They would compliment me, but a lot of the times it was just a backhanded compliment. The day of my competition on that stage, I felt amazing. I had never felt so beautiful in my life. I was so happy because I was like, yes, this is that feeling that I've been searching for. This is what I've wanted this whole time, was to feel this way. I've finally done it. I finally feel amazing. And then it was the complete opposite feeling the next day. Basically, I went from feeling probably the peak confidence, the peak beauty, the most amazing I've ever felt in my whole life, to rock bottom. I developed an ED afterwards. My hormones were so out of whack because I was dieting for 6 months, half a year. That's a long time to diet. I basically had what's called BED, which started to turn into a little bit of bulimia because I remember I would just binge like crazy and I never felt full. I remember going to a buffet with my friends and I got like 4 or 5 plates of food. And I remember my friends would make comments and be like, that's a lot of food. Are you sure you're gonna eat all that? And I was like, yes. And I did. I remember one time I went and had Mexican food with my friends. I went to Dairy Queen and then I went to the store and bought all these snacks afterwards. I ate so much, just continuously, no stopping. If you've ever had a binge, you know what it feels like, but if you haven't, it's like you just black out and you don't know what you're doing. You just lose control and I didn't expect to get emotional. I'm getting emotional talking about it because I just remember it was so scary. I'd never felt this out of control in my life and I don't wish it on anybody because it is the worst feeling, especially after you come to. It's like when you're done with the binge, you kind of wake up and you realize what you just did and you just feel so disgusted with yourself. At least that's how I felt. I felt so disgusted with myself. I just wanted to disappear. And then I had this thought in my head, maybe if I go and make myself vomit I'll feel better. And that's when I knew I needed help. I knew I had to get professional help. So I did. I went to therapy. It took me a long time to recover. It took me months. I honestly thought it would take me like 1 month, maybe at the max, to recover. No, it was not just go to therapy and then everything's all better magically. No, it's a process. So if you're going through anything like that, or if you know a loved one going through something like that, just know that recovery is a process, and if it doesn't happen all at once, it's okay. Throughout these months, it was rough because I just kept gaining more and more weight. I went from being about 100 pounds on the stage to about 130, 135, maybe the most I'd ever weighed in my life. I remember in college, I really liked this boy. I had a crush on him, and I remember thinking, I looked in the mirror and I was like, he won't like me because I'm the fat girl. I was so used to taking pictures of myself for my competition and like having to send them to my coach and everything. And I remember I would take pictures of myself and just feel the total opposite of confident. It was really tough going through it. But eventually I did heal and I did recover from all of that. So I'm grateful, very grateful I was able to overcome that point in my life. And if anybody else is going through something similar, just know that there is hope and recovery is possible. And eventually I did lose all of the weight too, especially during quarantine. Everybody remembers those times, right? You couldn't work out, you couldn't go to the gym. So I lost a lot of weight, a lot of muscle. Basically, my body has been all over the place. My weight has fluctuated so much throughout my life. And if you asked me what was the turning point to where I really just started to fully love and embrace myself, I couldn't tell you what that was. I can't remember any specific turning point to where I was just like, oh yeah, now I'm super happy. I feel like it happened very slowly over time. There's a couple things that I feel like attributed to it. I became a personal trainer. I started posting fitness content. And with those two things, I knew I was helping people, and I'm very, very passionate about helping people. That's where a lot of my self-love came from. I slowly started to feel more and more confident. And I think that's an important point for people to know, that it's not just gonna happen overnight. I think that self-love and embracing your body comes from so much more than just how it looks. It can also come from what it does, how it operates. It can come from being strong. It can come from seeing progress in other ways besides just physical. Although I am very happy with the way my body looks, but the way my body looks is because of the gym. I know some people think that you don't have to work out and eat healthy in order to love yourself, but I highly disagree with that, because I go to the gym and eat nutritious foods and take care of myself because I love myself. It's like if you have a car that you love, you give it oil changes, you take care of it. If you have a dog you love, you take it for walks, you give it baths. Like, it's the same exact concept. So I do believe that a lot of my self-love has come from the gym. Although it can be a roller coaster of a journey, I know not just for me, I know a lot of people have a really hard time with going to the gym and maintaining a healthy body image, because you just see your body so much more when you're working out, I feel like, especially when you're like trying to pay attention to see if you're seeing progress. But the biggest thing that I think I've realized is that you don't have to be perfect. Society tries to push these ideals on us that certain things are flaws, but they're not. None of it is actually real. None of it really exists. It's just messages from the media, and we let it infiltrate our brains and basically brainwash us. We've all been brainwashed. When I realized that, and I realized that a lot of these ideals from the media are just pushed on us so that we'll spend more money, I realized I don't have to be brainwashed like this. I don't have to agree with this, and you don't have to agree with it either. I also started to do powerlifting, which is more about performance. It's more about strength and skill, and that really helped me take the shift away from what my body looks like and more about what it can do. Because yes, although like I said, it's nice to look at your body and like what you see, but it really, really helps you build your confidence when you can perform better and better because you're practicing and you actually see what your body can do. It's just so rewarding. I also started saying positive affirmations every morning because I have also dealt with body dysmorphia. I've experienced those days where I feel bloated and I just feel sad and I don't feel good about myself, but I was able to overcome that. I almost never have those days anymore, because if I ever get one of those feelings where I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling so hot today, I start saying positive affirmations. I'm like, no, I am beautiful, I'm confident, I'm strong. I start looking in the mirror. I will literally look up bad bitch affirmations on YouTube and I just start saying them, and I know it sounds silly, but it genuinely helps. I'm telling you, it genuinely helps. Try it. But these are all things that I did that helped me fully love and embrace my body. I don't think we're ever gonna be 100%. Everybody's always gonna have those days where they don't feel the best, and that's okay, because once again, perfection is not the goal. It's just embracing what you are blessed with. We do all have something to love and something to be grateful for. It's about focusing on what you do have and not what you don't have. So try some of these things out for yourself. Let me know if they work, and comment your favorite thing about yourself. And if you want to know more about my fitness journey, because I go deeper into detail about that in this video, then go check it out and subscribe to join the Swole Squad.